What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 162 of Two Amazon Sellers and a Microphone, brought to you by Solozo. And today, Chris and I are very excited to have on Victor Dwyer with us. What's up, Victor?
I'm good. Just hanging out. It's a beautiful temperature. I'm in Dallas, Texas. I would not know. I'm one of those people that don't open their windows, so I literally have no idea what the temperature or if the sun's even out. But hey, it works either way.
That's
Pretty hard to beat in Texas, right?
Yeah,
true.
no doubt. We first met you, Victor, on in a clubhouse. I think we had a clubhouse group. We were talking PPC strategy, and then we met you in person down in Austin, Texas, at a conference that we were at, and had a great time hanging out. So it's good to finally get you on our show as well.
Yeah. Glad to be here, guys. Definitely.
Awesome. Well, we're going to chat about everything. We're going to talk all about how to use Google, social media, all ways to increase your sales throughout all of your channels. But before we do all of that, for people that are listening, they don't know you, they don't know your business, Dwyer Enterprises. You've got the floor for a little while. We'd love to hear your background, how you got into this space, what you're doing now, how you're helping your clients. So you got it. Let's hear it from start to finish there, Victor.
Yeah. So I started out a little bit different than most people. I actually started out as a web developer. So I started out and I was like, hey, I'm going to get into websites. I'm going to start building that out. And once I became a web developer, then I started getting to SEO and how to bring traffic to those websites. And then I started learning about advertising. And then I started getting into Facebook ads and really started dominating the Facebook ad until one of my buddies said, like, hey, there's this thing where you can actually manipulate like the search rank within Amazon by using Facebook ads. I need someone that's good with Facebook ads. And then that's how I got introduced to Amazon, being able to increase organic rank within Amazon. And then that's when I started learning the Amazon platform and the advertising, inventory management, everything else. And that's where I really started to bring external traffic to Amazon and started getting into that. And that's kind of how I eventually found my way to Amazon and gaining external traffic.
So let's back up to you. You probably not giving yourself enough credit because that was a lot. There's probably a lot in there that you just made like in 30 seconds. So let's go back up to that Facebook ad because that's evolved over time. That used to be easy. Like I think Dustin's probably ran some of those back in the day. It used to be simple to run, and then they've got more difficult, and now there's new updates with the software, and it's harder to get the type of return from a Facebook ad. So when you were doing that, what were you doing with Facebook ads back in the day? Was it just direct to like consumers' websites, or what was the goal there when you were first doing Facebook ads?
Yeah, it used to be where you would target directly to the consumer's to their website and increase sales there. This is before the iOS 14 update, where before like it was super easy. You could create very good ads, super targeted ads towards specific people, and have extremely good return on your Facebook ads as well. Which was a lot easier. Like you were able to do like super easy conversions. You didn't need any attribution modeling. It made everything really nice. But that's not the case anymore. Facebook ads are very, very difficult now. But yes, with setting the traffic to the e-commerce store, you got more margin out of it. But when you sent them to Amazon, you would get a higher conversion rate. So that's when I started to realize, okay, if I send this traffic to Amazon, they have a much higher chance of converting rather than sending them to the e-commerce store. So that's what I realized.
And that's you mentioned like you got better conversion on Amazon, obviously because people trust Amazon. That's the difficult thing with trying to do your own Shopify store and trying to run traffic to it is there's not a lot of trust there, right? Like they don't trust you yet. So you were using ads to drive them to your store, but they may not convert. What are some ways like you can win that back? Like keep them from going to Amazon. Let's say somebody goes to your Shopify store. How are you using ads to like get those people to come back to your store and purchase so you can kind of build that trust with them?
Yeah, so it really comes down to people care about pricing. So if there are certain people that will look, and if their price, some people are even will still buy the price, even if it's higher price on Amazon and lower price on their website, they'll still choose Amazon because of the convenience, the shipping, and everything else. But that's where you get those people that say, okay, I save $5 by buying it on their website. It's probably worth just purchasing off their website. So people do tend to go there if they know that they're going to get a good deal, way better than what it would be on Amazon. So that's what I typically see when consumers that do choose to purchase on their website rather than Amazon. But that's pretty much it, because Amazon has all the convenience in the world when it comes to like shipping. You don't have to worry about refunds. Like there's a lot of trust in there. So that makes things a lot easier. But I see the price is the biggest reason why someone might go to the e-commerce store.
So you get all these different opinions, and you got, especially when you talk to brands and businesses, they'll say, oh, but I make so much more on my website than if I sell it on Amazon. So I want to drive the traffic to my website. But then you have the benefit of driving traffic to Amazon because, like you said, the conversion rate's higher, but you're also getting this boost in your organic ranking when you drive traffic to Amazon. Now, obviously, Amazon's rewarding that, with their brand referral. You can put that in there and get part of that, the commission that they charge back to you. So would your strategy be, if most of the brands you work to, do you drive the majority of the traffic from social and Google and anywhere else that you're driving it directly to Amazon? Is there a time when you shift that back and forth?
Yeah, so basically the way I explain it is you may get $50 in extra margin by sending that traffic to your e-commerce site, but you may make $500 more from the additional ranking boost that you get from the increase in sales. Because Amazon has a lot of people searching on their platform every single day. And the more you increase your rank, the more sales you actually benefit from. And that way more people find out who you are. So you get that additional lift within within the external tracking. So that way you get that increased boost. And to your other question, we end up A/B testing which ads end up doing better. So we basically A/B test two different landing pages. One landing page sending them directly to Amazon, saying, "Hey, great, get this product 15% off. Go to Amazon and purchase it." And then we have another landing page that go to our e-commerce site and purchase it there. And we typically see about a double in conversion rate when sending them to Amazon, when people end up purchasing. So that's that we kind of play around with those two numbers, but almost all the time they end up sending them. They end up liking going to Amazon and purchasing more likely.
Let's go to the creative on the Facebook side. Just thinking like how I used to run them. You put a little emojis in the description. You may get your discount code, get your rebate when everybody was doing all that kind of stuff. What's the creative side look like? What's the messaging need to be? You mentioned something at the conference that I think you're doing for Facebook ads. What are you doing with your clients now?
Yes. So basically there are really three elements that you need on a Facebook ad when sending them to Amazon. So the first thing, which is probably the most important, is having the Amazon logo. Like actually putting the Amazon logo, and as long as you're not pretending to be Amazon, like literally you can put the Amazon logo and it's not trademark infringement or anything else like that. I would not show it to Amazon, but like typically that will increase your conversion rate by dramatically, because now that they see, oh, this is an Amazon, oh, easy, and then they click in and they purchase the product. So that's a big factor within my creatives is I put the Amazon logo. And then also I put the product image. That's super important. And also I put either the discount or the product benefit. So I test out different audiences like certain things. So I end up testing the three different things within the messaging of my ads. If they either enjoy product benefits so for example, if it's a protein powder, for example, it's either you're going to advertise the benefits of taking the protein powder, or you're going to advertise the discount of the protein powder, or either that, or you're going to advertise the uniqueness of why it's different from every other product. So those three factors are the biggest thing when testing the ad creatives, seeing what does the other audience like. Do they care more about the product benefits? Do they care about the price? Do they care about the uniqueness? Or you might do a brand push in there. So those are the three things I test within my Facebook ads that are different based off of what the audience likes.
And are you doing that to like separate, like different audiences all in one? How many like different ad groups are there? I mean, this can kind of transition into like how Amazon kind of sets it up with ad groups. It's the same thing inside Facebook, right? They get audiences that you can go after certain targets.
So before the iOS 14 update, I would have said yes. I would target every interest, every individual interest. I'd be targeting I would put like 20 ads in one ad group, and I would target super narrow specific, because before the iOS 14 update, I could target you if you were in New York City, over the age of 55 with joint stiffness. I could get super granular of who you are, but after the iOS 14 update that ruined basically all attribution, now I don't use any targeting on my Facebook ads. So I know that sounds crazy, but if you actually put interests within your Facebook ads that are your ideal audience, your ads will actually perform worse. Then this is my targeting within Facebook ads now. I do 18 to 65 plus, and no interest, no lookalikes, no nothing. So after the iOS 14 update, that works better. That will always work better. If you A/B test it, that broad audience will always outperform all the rest of your targeting audiences. And before the iOS 14 update, that was crazy. That like if you did that, I would have just laughed at you and said, "Ha, you're dumb for doing that." But now it actually makes sense because it will always outperform. And I think what Facebook is doing is they're actually taking into account what the ad is showing, and they're able to learn what the ad is, and they're showing it to that target market of who will be best fit for that particular ad. And so that way, once you bring interest in there, it narrows that targeting to make your ads perform less better. That's what I assume is happening. That's the only thing that I can rationally explain of why this may be happening. But yes, so increasing your targeting, I basically have no targeting on my Facebook ads, and it performs better.
What happened there with that setup on the iOS? Sorry, Dustin, to cut you off.
Okay.
What was that? Because we've all heard like they're coming out with this new, but what, you can give me the high level. You don't have to get it all into it, but what happened there with that iOS update?
So basically, before the iOS 14 update, you were able to click on an ad, go to a website, and there's a pixel. So there's like this backend code on the website. They're able to track you basically through your just tracking ID through your phone essentially. But after the iOS 14 update, you were able to this privacy things came up and said, please do not let Facebook be able to track me anymore. And what that does is that piece of code that's on the back end of every website is now no longer working. So when the phone goes to basically goes on the website, it's not tracking anything anymore. And normally you might think, okay, that's not too big of a deal. But yes, it's a huge deal, because if your advertising is based off of those conversion metrics, then all your conversions are completely messed up now. So now when you're optimizing all of your advertising, you're wasting hundreds of thousands of dollars now on conversions that don't even take place. Like sometimes Facebook will over attribute its sales. So meaning that you might on Facebook's side, they may show $100,000 increase in sales, but yet it's not actually happening, or they under attribute sales, which is you get 100,000, but they only show you got 40,000. So it basically makes it where you miss on attributing sales to the right person, where you waste hundreds of thousands of dollars in Facebook spend every single day or week or month that it's happening. And making sure that you have right tracking on your ads is super important when sending traffic now.
That is interesting. That does change the game for sure. And it's interesting you talking about that, basically no targeting, just that broad audience it is interesting. And obviously if you're getting better performance out of that, then clearly Facebook is somehow using its algorithm to, I mean, it's almost like an auto campaign inside Amazon. It's their algorithm. In which case, I mean, you see that a lot of times. You like somebody, you run an auto campaign and you get a whole bunch of search terms that you would not have had in your list before. So it's interesting to see that work. Do you see those campaigns like improving over time? Can you sort of see like there's an algorithm at work behind the scenes that's like they're targeting better and better over time?
Yes. So they do get better and better over time when you have conversion attribution, conversion modeling in place. So like if you are still using the Facebook pixel to optimize for those conversions, no, they will continue to decline over time, because basically right now the Facebook pixel has a 40% accuracy rate. So meaning that it's only going to track 40% of all the conversion sales you get, and meaning that they're not going to have enough information to actually identify what is a purchaser and what is not. And that makes it where your ads run super inefficiently. So, but once you run conversion attribution, basically what that means is you take the Google Tag Manager, you take server side optimization. Let me go into that real fast to explain what that means. What server side optimization means is it takes the back end customer data and appends it and basically uses server side optimization, basically taking Facebook's data and combining it with your customer list, combining them. So that way it has nothing to do with the iOS 14. There's no pixeling. There's nothing. It's just showing, okay, this person's email is showing here on the customer list side. This is their email on the Facebook side, and you're matching them together on the back end. And that way you're able to have almost 95% accuracy rate within your Facebook ads. Again. So, and that's called server side optimization. So that's what we are using now to start basically optimizing our Facebook ads. And once you put that in place, then your ads will get better over time, to answer your question. Yes, they do.
So it almost would be better for brands to just use their email list in targeting on Facebook, because of the percentage. It's going to have a better return as far as like a match of the Facebook profile. Is that what I'm hearing?
So when you're sending them to your e-commerce site, if they end up purchasing, you get their information.
Right.
So that ends up going through in the back end to have that optimization in place. So you almost always get it once they sign up. And when it comes to retargeting is like basically officially broken now. So if you're trying to retarget people on Facebook, it is very, very difficult. You're only going to get about a 25% match rate on retargeting now, which is very unfortunate, because that was Facebook's strong suit, where you could like say, oh, they went to this page, I'm going to retarget you with this ad. You can't do that anymore. So basically you can use server side optimization to see which people have purchased, and that way you're optimizing correctly. But when it comes to retargeting those people, it's very, very hard to do that.
So that's going to your site if you're doing that. But if you're
Correct.
going to Amazon, what are you doing? Where's that Facebook ad directing them initially? To a landing page where they enter information to get their code or to get a discount? How is that? Or is it going straight to the listing? Where does it go?
So we A/B tested sending them directly to the Amazon listing, and A/B tested sending them to a landing page intermittently. And surprisingly, the landing page ended up winning within that ad group, because even though you're adding a step within the funnel process, which should decline your conversion rate, you see a 3 times conversion rate by sending them direct to a landing page intermittently before sending them to the Amazon page. And the reason why I think that happens is because people like to be informed of what the product is before they end up purchasing. That's my assumption of what's happening there, but that's kind of what I assume. But yes, I end up sending them to a landing page first, where they can click and go to Amazon to end up purchasing. And we track conversions through the Amazon attribution link.
Okay, so we threw a lot at you. So in like the last 18 minutes here that we've been doing this.
Yeah.
Let's go start to finish. Like if I want to run Facebook ads, what targeting type am I choosing? Is it conversion? Is it clicks? Is it video views? Like all that kind of stuff. And then we could do a quick, like, here's my creative. Is it going to be a video, a photo, and then the landing page and so forth? So if you're a seller and you're running Facebook ads and the goal is to increase your Amazon sales, how do you do it?
Okay. Basically, what I would do is I would set up a very generic Facebook ad campaign. No targeting, nothing. No targeting at all. And then I would create an Amazon ad or a ad graphic that has the Amazon logo on it, your product and product benefits, and whatever the discount may be. If it's for Black Friday, do Black Friday or whatever it may be. And you don't necessarily have to give a discount, but that's optional. And then that will be the ad graphic for that campaign with no targeting. And where that ad graphic will go to, it will go to a landing page. That landing page will have all your product information, your product benefits, details about the discount, and things like that. And then the button that they click from that landing page will go to an Amazon detail page from where the customer can purchase the product and that where you can track sales.
The landing page, is that where you're putting your attribution link in there?
Correct. Yes,
okay.
On the button to the landing page.
Got it. On the Facebook Creative, what are you choosing for the ad type? Is it traffic? Is it clicks? Is it video view? Like, what's the type of ad?
We use link clicks.
Link clicks.
For those. That's going to be the easiest one. It's not the best optimization method in the world, but it accomplishes the task when sending traffic to Amazon and trying to push sales there, because we can't use conversions, because we used to be able to do some fancy tricks in there to optimize for Amazon purchases, but those have been less and less effective with the iOS 14 update. So we haven't been able to use those as much, but yes, you would essentially optimize for link clicks would be the easiest way to do that.
Got it. So it's a link click ad with a static image, Amazon logo, price, the benefits, goes to a landing page. The link on the landing page is your Amazon attribution link that gives you kind of a kickback there if somebody buys it. I just got an email from Amazon, by the way. FBA fees are going to go up January 18th. So,
Chris has all of his dogs. All of his dogs are barking like crazy. That's good. That means
the dogs can't stand it.
that means the UPS truck just showed up at his house for sure. So they go crazy. Okay, well, so you've got that flow set up. What are you seeing in terms of like the advertising costs per sale, Facebook versus Amazon? Is it comparable? Is it more expensive? If you do it right, and let's just say you're assuming you're doing it right on both ends, is it what does that look like?
Yeah, so it heavily depends on what product is being sold. I have I do this for products that are like $100 million sellers that have extremely established brands, and we can give the product away with no discount. And I bring up the Facebook ads, and they're able to get thousands of dollars in sales, and with like a 4 ROAS. So like meaning that they're way more profitable on Facebook ads rather than Amazon. And that was with an extremely established brand. Everyone kind of already wanted those products, and it adds another channel for the Amazon seller. So as the Amazon competition, as Amazon advertising gets more and more expensive, Facebook ads aren't much cheaper for what you get, because you're able to add a whole other channel and a whole other way of brand exposure. So for example, if for every $100 that you reach on of $100 of people you reach on Amazon is very, very, very low. But what the $100 what you can reach on Facebook is very, very high. You can reach almost, probably depending on your category, 10,000 people with $100 on Facebook. So that brings a whole other level of brand awareness for them when it comes to ad dollars spent. But typically Amazon ads convert a lot higher just because the nature of Amazon in general. We all are used to the 20% conversion rate, 25% conversion rates. That is not as high as on Facebook ads, but for every dollar spent, it depends on the brand. But yes, some categories are so expensive that Facebook ads are significantly cheaper, and you get a much higher ROI on Facebook ads rather than Amazon, but it heavily depends on your category.
Okay, I'm back. So
Yeah.
between my dog's barking, and I think Dustin's smoke alarm's beeping. There's probably people listening. Yeah, there's probably people listening to this thinking, "What the heck is going on?"
This smoke alarm just had, and it's like hardwired. So when the battery dies, even if you take the battery out, it just keeps beeping until you put a new one in. And it just happened like 30 minutes ago, and I don't have a freaking battery to put in it. So I apologize.
Taking a baseball bat to it.
I know.
If you ever know the episode of Friends where they have the smoke alarm, and he's like hitting it with the bat, it still doesn't go out. It's still beeping. It's so bad.
The last time this happened was like at 3 a.m, and it didn't have a battery then either. And I was like, it's like every minute. So I apologize.
Yeah. It's just great doing this live, right? Things just happen.
That's right. Yeah, it makes it more fun. All right. What about you said static image as a creative. Are there times when video would work better than static?
Yes. So if it is a process that needs to be explained, then video tends to be much higher performers. Especially if you have a product that needs to be demonstrated. So for example, a beauty product, video does way better because you're able to demonstrate what the product does and show like before and afters. Like, okay, if I put this on my hair, the shampoo, after it'll look like this. So that's a product that needs kind of demonstration of, okay, I apply it to my hair and then after my hair will look like this. But for other products like bed sheets or something else, you don't necessarily need a video ad. And an image ad may perform better because image ads, you tend to understand, you get faster understanding of what you're trying to accomplish, like a lot more faster with an image than a video. So I would say for those products that need demonstration, I would say video ads will always perform better. And then for quick understanding, things that are easier to like bring up, I would say image ads.
Okay, so before I got interrupted here by these two crazy dogs, I wanted to go. That was a lot of Facebook stuff. I want to go to Google now because Google is something that you can dabble in. I know Dustin we're maybe talking about it, but this is a topic that is getting legs, and more and more people are getting interested in it. What's the setup on the Google side? What do you do? What do you need first of all for Google ads? If I want to run a Google ads and I'm a seller, what do I gotta do?
Yeah, so basically, you'd have to first set up a Google ad account. That would be the number one thing to do.
Yep.
And then once you do that, there's some tools in there that you can do to optimize for purchases on the Google ad side. I would recommend doing those. But if you wanted to start out a little bit simpler, you could simply run a keyword. You can use Google Keyword Planner for your keyword ads and saying, okay, I can run ads on all these different keywords here. And then you could upload them to your Google Ads Manager and start targeting those keywords and actually sending them to Amazon. And the benefit of actually sending them to Amazon is that you actually get a much higher keyword rank from sending them from Google rather than Facebook. So Google tends to Amazon prioritizes Google traffic more than any other traffic source right now by almost 3 times. So if you were sending in search, find, buy traffic to increase organic rank, right now it's like if you say you have to give away 100 products to rank for this one keyword, you'd only have to give away 30 of those products on Google because of that Amazon prioritizes Google so much right now. So that's one of the benefits of sending the traffic from Google right now. That's important.
All right, there's a lot in there. So like Google ads, they're a little bit difficult to get started. I mean, you got keywords, and the keywords are going to be different than what you're going to be targeting. Not different, I shouldn't say that. They're gonna have different types of meaning to them, like best dog brush for a poodle, like that. Like those are kind of like you're going to find different types of keywords to go after. And I've also heard that your main keyword that you have on Amazon, people also look for it on Google, but they'll put the word Amazon at either the front or the back of it. And that's another area where you can potentially get some cheap clicks. How do you set up these ads? Is it like broad phrase exact? Because I know there's 3 different match types, but like what's the better setup there?
I tend to see exact and phrase work a little bit better because broad tends to give me some weird incidents, like weird keywords that aren't necessarily relevant within there. So I tend to see the best. It depends on the category heavily, but I tend to see either phrase or exact perform the best on Google, is from what I've seen so far.
And when you create the ads, there's like text you can put in the ad. They're like shopping ads, right?
Yeah.
Give me your process on how to set that up.
Yeah. So I would say it's really important to, you know how in Google ads, you're able to put like 25, it's like, yeah, I think it's like 25 different headlines. It's something crazy like that. And I make sure to basically do my same Facebook ad process, but do it within Google ads. So I'm going to test gonna test about five different product features. I'm gonna put 5 different product features within those headlines. It could be increase muscle, like whatever. Like if you're selling protein powder, increase muscle, like weight loss, appetite weight loss supplement, or whatever it may be. And then just showing the product benefits of using it. And then I'm also going to put some discount. I'm going to put about 5 other discount headlines in there as well. So 25% off, Black Friday sale, all those discount types of headlines. And then on the third one, I'm going to show the brand. I'm going to say, hey, this is like premium, like company name, premium brand, whatever it may be. And then also try to show the uniqueness of the specific product if possible. And by pushing those specific things, then Google will show the ads that tend to work better within those particular subsets that I set up. So Google will actually test which headlines work better in combination with each other. So that way I give it all the information possible, and then it can set it up from there.
Give us a rundown on like the cost per clicks. What are those usually running on Google compared to what you're seeing on Amazon? As far as like, what's that costing? Are they cheaper? Are they more expensive? What's that looking like?
Yeah, so typically with the clients that do run Google ads, they come to me and say, Victor, my Amazon ads are so freaking expensive. I'm paying $5 cost per click for these high keywords. I need to run Google ads. So I typically usually run Google ads for the clients that have high cost per clicks, just in general. So like what we can do is for the same keyword, I've actually seen it's the same keyword on Amazon it was like $5.50. And you take that same keyword and you look at it on Google, it's like $1.25. So it's like the cost there is very different. Now you don't get as high conversion rates on those clicks because as we know on Amazon, they have a super high conversion rate of converting. On Google, they not necessarily do, but you do get those much cheaper people finding out who you are and purchasing the product as well. So that's the benefit of running on Google. It is significantly cheaper based off of the keyword you go after.
And something to add there, you don't need as many conversions from Google as you do from Amazon to rank for the keyword that you're targeting on Google.
True. Very true. So yeah, it means a lot, especially when you're pushing rank and you're trying to rank for a certain keyword. That's a factor in there as well. It really is,
because it's 3 to 1. Like you mentioned earlier, you bring somebody over from Google, you're gonna get better organic ranking on a keyword than if you go after a keyword on Amazon for a couple months. It takes a while. You know what I mean? So this is different.
Okay, so let's break this down now. I've got an advertising budget of X amount of dollars. Okay. How would you allocate that between Amazon, Facebook, and Google? Is there some place you'd invest more, less?
Let's say it's $1,000.
Yeah. If you had $1,000, how are you spreading that?
Yes. So first I would analyze the product and see, is it a search intent based product? So let's say if I basically judge if it's a convenience based product or a search intent based product, meaning if someone types in the word bedsheet on Google, they need a bed sheet right away and they're looking for a bed sheet to purchase. So that would be a search intent based product. That is something that I would divert more budget toward Google. But if it's a convenience based product, like a toy, a dog toy or something like that, then I would say, okay, let's push more of the budget toward Facebook ads because it's going to require some convincing within there. So basically the way I would budget that $1,000, I would say, okay, if you're a convenience-based product, I would probably push about 70-30. I would push 70% Facebook, 30% Google. And if you're a search intent-based product, I would push 70% Google and 30% Facebook is how I would basically divert that $1,000 based off its external traffic.
What about, let's say the 1,000 was total that you had. How much of that portion would you put into Amazon PPC?
So it would depend on the competitiveness. I analyze the competitiveness of the category. So if you don't have a very competitive category and your CPCs are only like $2, $1.50 or something like that, then it might be smarter to push a little bit more on the Amazon advertising. But if you have very expensive CPCs, like I have some clients that are paying $7, $12, $10 per cost per click, and that's crazy to pay that much. So then I would say, okay, let's take away less. So I would say if you're in a very competitive category, I would say 20% Amazon. I would say if it's wow, okay. Yeah, if you're in a competitive category and you're in a search intent based product, I would say about 20% Amazon, 20% Facebook, and then 60%
Google.
20% Google, 60% Facebook. I'm getting lost in my numbers, but yes, something like that. I would say about 20% if you are in a competitive category, and I would say about 50% if you're in a non-competitive category for Amazon ads.
Got it. So what do you? So we got Facebook, we got Google, we talked about Amazon a little bit. TikTok. TikTok is like the best thing for some products because they go viral, and then these people put hashtags on them, and then all of a sudden you get these sales out of nowhere. And you're like, I don't know what happened. But what are you seeing on the TikTok side? How are you making those? Is there ads you running there? Are you just reaching out to influencers? What's that look like for you?
So first thing on TikTok, it's very important to realize that you can't just take a Facebook or Instagram ad and put it on TikTok. You will not have success. Number one. So you will have to run an influencer campaign at the very beginning. You'll have to reach out to influencers and say, hey, we'd love for you to create some content about this product and post it to TikTok. Here's a free product. And what you do is you do that about 50 different times, and then you will get a lot of content that will start to go viral. And once you basically take those video clips that end up going viral and you put them within a TikTok ad, since you already know that they're going to be high performing since they already went viral on TikTok, you can put those in a TikTok ad and start advertising them. So now that way you get people on the influencer side, you get TikTok on the advertising side, and TikTok is significantly cheap. Like it is crazy cheap. We're talking about like $1, like $1 on TikTok is almost the same thing as like $100 on Facebook.
Wow.
So it's like super cheap, that the amount you can reach on TikTok right now.
Can you track the traffic coming from TikTok?
Yes, well through attribution links you can.
So you could take your Amazon attribution link and get that data from TikTok. Okay, good to know.
So I will say that you're going to get a lot of sales that aren't going to be tracked. Like for example, we were doing this, and one of our clients, one of the TikToks went viral for one of the things, and they saw a $30,000 increase in sales in one day. And they were like, well, like technically, like that wasn't attributable. Like we don't have the actual link to like prove that, but the fact that it went viral and then we saw $30,000 in sales, we could say, okay, that's something that we did. Like, let's be honest. So there's a lot of success behind them when these do go viral. So you won't get direct ROI out of every post. You're not going to see like, oh, we paid this influencer $100 and we only got like $100 through the attribution link. It was a waste. No, because people are going to type that product in Amazon and they're going to also buy the product, which will not directly help you, like when it comes to like finding the return on investment, but you will get those additional sales, which is what we're all pushing for, additional sales. So that's in there as well.
It seems like the influencer marketing tactics and marketing side of it is just a numbers game. Like just go out, get as many influencers as you can, tell them to promote your product, give them free product, pay them, just keep getting all these influencers. Because that content's evergreen. It's always out there, and people run across it. And now, how many people have Instagram and TikToks and Facebook? It seems like you can get a quicker return there.
Yeah, and everyone wins from it. Like user-generated content is so powerful. Like it's all like it doesn't look very good quality, but it does the best on the ads. Like, I don't know why, like for some reason you can get like a quality like this, like what we're doing, like our camera quality. But if you take your phone instead and you just like literally record yourself videoing yourself doing it, you're going to get much higher return if you just record yourself on a crappy video on a phone rather than actual good quality. Now, I don't know why that is, but that is how advertising works. If you have those user-generated videos, they will always outperform your normal ads.
It's like we've been trained, right? It's like our eyes have been trained to like scroll, ad. What's that? And you go back up, and it's because you don't know what's going to happen, right? Because like if someone's on the phone, you're like, we're just going to go. Is somebody going to like, what's just going to happen here?
So it makes it more authentic.
Yeah, it really does. And it shows like someone using your product, an authentic review and things like that. And you have to take into account with the influencer marketing, you're getting that additional sales boost. You're getting that user generated content that makes your ads run more efficiently, that you get increase. You're not wasting as much money. You're increasing more sales, and everything just tends to be better when it comes to the influencer marketing. So yes, like, and especially on TikTok, there's so much opportunity for organic. Like I basically don't push I don't even push Instagram anymore when it comes to influencer campaigns, because organic reach is so small right now. But on TikTok, there's so much chance for your post going viral that it's almost always worth it by pushing these TikTok stuff. So yes, I definitely would recommend any product out there that's very trendy based to definitely push your product on TikTok and push it toward influencers.
I love talking about this stuff.
It's so fun.
It's fun. And it's so much. I mean, everyone listening, there's your to-do list. You got your Google set up, your Facebook ad set up. Find influencers on TikTok. I mean, there's a lot of obviously a lot of work that goes in behind that, but that's what the best brands are doing to separate themselves right now, is they're using every possible traffic source to drive sales, drive brand awareness. And those are, I mean, what you laid out are just some great strategies for everyone. They can, I mean, those are things people can implement right now. You laid it out pretty clear. And I want to give you a chance to talk more about Dwyer Enterprises and also the amount of content you put out. I mean, for anybody listening that wants like tips or on absolutely anything, basically, they can check you out. I mean, you're all over YouTube. VictorDwyer.com is your website. You have so much content. So talk about Dwyer Enterprises and how you're helping your clients and how people can get in touch with you if they'd like to work with you.
Yeah, so basically we help people guide external traffic to Amazon for the most part. We also do to their e-commerce site as well, but we really specialize in setting that external traffic to Amazon to increase conversions there, whether if it's on Facebook, Google, Pinterest, YouTube ads, or if it's within TikTok influencer campaigns and like TikTok ads. We basically help them based off whatever strategy we think that will be most effective for them, and we target their ad dollars accordingly. And we help people just guide external traffic to increase sales is basically how we do it. And we do that through lots and lots of different methods. That's the fun part of being like in the external traffic stuff. There's like literally hundreds of strategies that we can do and to apply to make businesses more money. So it's fun. It's definitely fun.
If you're listening to this and not watching this, if you can't tell how passionate Victor is about this, he's like smiling, having a blast talking about this stuff. Which, I mean, that's a great thing. You got to totally love what you do. So VictorDwyer.com, is that where they go to contact you?
Yes. So you can either contact me through LinkedIn or through VictorDwyer.com, either one. I focus a lot of my attention on LinkedIn to post as much content there as humanly possible. So all the strategies, it's very interesting because you know how most marketing agencies, if you look at their social media marketing agency, but they don't post on their social media. You might see one post a week, maybe, if that. But the strategies that I'm talking about, we actually implement within our own business. So like, for example, this webinar that we're talking about, I'm going to take this 1 hour webinar, cut it into 15 different pieces, 1 minute segments. And I'm going to post those segments on all these different social media, all my different social media accounts. And then that way you guys have content to post on your social media channels. I have content to post on my social media channels. So just from this 1 hour webinar, we'll have about 20 pieces of content to post out, and content is the game. It really is. Content, like social media content, like that is the game. And when it comes to scaling content, that's where we are almost unstoppable. Because I do about 5 podcasts a week at this point, and we're producing about 100 pieces of content a week at this point, and we're posting that out to all our different platforms and making them native to that specific platform. So it becomes where a lot of people end up knowing who you are, and it makes it where that's what I care about. I just care about making relationships. I don't care if you become a client, I could care less, but I want you to at least understand what I do and what I'm trying to accomplish, and that's my goal. So yeah.
This is what, when we were down in Austin, you and I were talking about this, about your ability to just chop up all of your long form content into a bunch of small snippets and like put them natively, like you're talking about, into the different platforms. And I was like, I'm going back right away, talking to our team. We're going to implement this immediately. You were seeing so much success with it. And so you're, like you said, you're living it. You're doing it with your brands. I mean, you're doing it with your business just the way that you would do it with help your clients. So that's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm 100% down with my personal brands. Like I focus all my attention on my personal brand, and like I literally don't even advertise my business. Like most people don't even know what I do. I just now create a service page for what I do, because most people had to ask me like, Victor, you obviously know what you're talking about, but like I have no idea what you do. So like I focus 100% of my attention on my personal brand, and then I know something will come out of that. And eventually like people will understand what I do. So it's an interesting play that most people on LinkedIn, it's all sales, 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 and they only care about promoting themselves. But I took it like in a complete different scenario that I said, okay, I'm going to just only provide value. I'm not even going to tell you what I do. Is like, I'm so against sales that like, then people were like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. I want to know what he does. And then I have the opportunity, once they ask, to tell them what I do. So it's a fascinating, it's super like twisted, like business strategy, but it's been working. So it works well. So that's what I do.
And I think people love that. Like it's all about the relationship. And if they're going to invest time with you, with their business, they want to make sure they know you. Like they want to make sure they know what you're doing. They can go hire any Tom, Dick, and Harry if they want, but if they know what you're talking about, they feel a little bit more comfortable with you.
Yeah. 100%.
Cool stuff, man.
Absolutely. Victor, thanks for joining us for this. It's been a blast. I really do. I encourage everyone to check you out. Check out all the content that he puts out. It's great. It's well done. It's very educational. Obviously, you can tell he knows his stuff based on this. I mean, you got a full outline of your Google and your Facebook marketing right there. Easy actionable steps to go set it up. So we really, really appreciate you coming on. We will get you back on. You're going to be a regular guest. We can do a deep dive into every one of these things to further explore what all the possibilities that you can do. Plus, there's so many other ways to drive traffic. We'd love to hear all of them. So we'll definitely get you back on. For sure. We enjoyed it. And for everybody listening, if you like content like this, which how can you not like somebody who's passionate about what they do, talk about what they do, make sure that you subscribe to this podcast. Make sure you subscribe to all the places where you can watch this live on Solozo's Facebook page, our LinkedIn page, and our YouTube channel. You can turn on notifications so you know when we go live. And pretty soon you're going to be able to see all of our chopped up content that we're going to put together out of these long form pieces. So make sure you subscribe to those. Turn on notifications so you can hear when we talk to great people like Victor. Also, if you're looking to work on your Amazon advertising strategy for that little portion of your budget that Victor talked about, where you're going to do it at PPC
20%,
20%, 50%, 50% if it's search intent. But if you need help with that, then we'd love to talk with you about how Solozo can help automate that for you. Chris and I love talking strategy, obviously. So you go to Solozo.com, you can book a demo. You'll get either Chris or myself, and we'll talk about anything you want. And we'll also show you how Solozo can help optimize and automate your advertising on Amazon. So go check us out there. Everyone, thanks for tuning in. Victor, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see everybody next time.